Choosing a budgeting app can be very overwhelming. If you are wondering if Monarch Money is the right fit for you, you'll be able to decide that in the next few minutes. Hey there, I'm Brittany Flammer, a certified financial coach. I have tested dozens of budgeting apps and Monarch Money is probably the most popular one. Today I'm going to give you a tour, walk you through the main features so you can decide if it's a good fit for you. If you want to give it a try, go ahead and use my affiliate link. You get a free 7-day trial. And then if you use my code when you sign up, you'll get 50% off your first year. Let's start with the dashboard. This is your financial home base that gives you a snapshot of everything. Here we are on the dashboard. Over here on the left-hand side are all of the different tabs. You can just click on one to go to it. You see there are a lot of different things you can see here. So you can see these are my steps for getting started, my net worth, my spending this month compared to last month. If I come up here to customize it, I can toggle on or off whatever I want, and I can drag it up, move it around, customize it however I want. It's going to change it in the home screen here. You can set your dashboard one way on the computer and a different way on your mobile device. Let's talk about account connections. A budgeting app is only as good as the information inside of it. Connecting your accounts simply means that you are automating transactions so you spend less time doing data entry. To access your accounts, you come over here to the accounts tab and it's going to show you your net worth based on all of the accounts that are linked inside of Monarch Money. If you scroll down, you can see they're all grouped by category. So all of our cash accounts, our checking and savings are right here. Then all of our investments are lumped together, real estate, loans, credit cards, vehicles, all lumped together. At a glance, I can see my total cash balance, all of my checking and savings accounts, and it's up $5,000 or 1.8% from the last month. If I click on the little caret, it's going to show me all of the individual accounts. If you want to add an account, you just come up here to the top right, add account, and you type in your bank, your financial institution. So let's say Capital One. Type it in. I can just click on it. If I click on it, it's going to do whatever one they are recommending. If you click the little 3 dots right here, it's going to show you that they use Plaid, Finicity, and MX. Plaid is the most common, but it's showing you can choose which ones you want, showing you green is good, yellow is okay, red is bad. Standard. That is how you link. And if you cannot find your account, you can manually enter one. The connections inside of Monarch are not perfect, but they're generally really good. And I occasionally have to relink an account, but not very often. Now talking about budgeting, this is where you create a plan for your money before you spend it. This is also where you go when Amazon Prime Day rolls around and you find a really good deal on something. You want to know if you have the money to buy it. You can open up this budget and look to see if you have room in your budget for something. So to get there, you go to the budget tab. By default, Monarch uses a monthly budget. So I'm in July, it's showing me the month of July. I can move forward to the next month, go back to previous months. I can also view the year at a glance. So it's going to show me this current year. I can go back to past years, and the months that are past, I cannot edit. It's showing me the numbers. The future months, I can go in and adjust. If we're going to have a vacation or some big expense one month, I can look at that. Or you can even look by the decade. The categories here in the budget are the categories you have set up. So you can adjust them. If you go to settings and categories, they come with default categories. You can edit them, rename, change the icon. You can move them around from category to category, organize them however you want. These grade ones you can't technically delete their default, but I've disabled them so they won't show up. And so you can completely customize it however you want. And how you customize it is how it will show up in your budget. So the way it works for the month, the planned column is your budget or your plan for that month. If I click on any category, so my husband's money, if I click on that, it's going to show me my past 6 months. So I can look at in June, he made $10,091. My average, I can click on average and it will enter in my average. Or if I know I'm going to make a certain number, I can just type in a number. Same for every single expense category. It will take the income, add up all my income, and it's going to subtract all of the expenses I have. So it's going to show me over here how much I have left. So all of my income minus all of these expenses, this is how much I left. So I'm in the hole $1,657. So if I want to go through and adjust a category, I can do that. And it will, so let's say I'm not going to spend anything on home improvement. It's going to adjust right over here. Let's say I only want to spend $3,000. It's going to adjust. So now I have an extra $890. But like I said, you can click on any category and see how much you have been spending. You can also choose between category budgeting or flex budgeting. The main difference is flex budgeting. You just focus on one number. So you have the same categories, whether you're in category or flex budgeting, but you can choose with category budgeting, that's kind of your traditional. Every single category you have a budgeted amount for. So house maintenance, I'll see. For uncategorized, I will track the budget. Entertainment, I will track an individual amount for each of these categories. If you switch to flex budgeting, which is what they recommend, I'll be honest, I personally recommend starting with category and then moving to flex if you want. But you are just looking at the flex budget as a whole. So I'm not worrying about, I've already been fiddling with mine, so I have numbers in here. But let me quickly delete these numbers. So with the flex budgeting, you are just looking at one number. These are all of your flexible, your variable bills that you probably have every month, but you're going to spend a different amount in. So rather than worrying about how much I spent on Metro versus cash at the ATM versus parking, I am just focused on the entire group all at once. So I'm just focused on keeping it to $4,300 for the entire group. Now, if there's one category like groceries, my goal is to stick groceries to $1,000. I can track groceries individually, or I can track one or two of them, but you're just looking at the number as a whole. Now, transactions are really important. Your budget is only accurate if your transactions are categorized correctly. So this tab is where you make sure every dollar is assigned where it's supposed to be. So you access the transactions tab over here. The way it works, if you've linked your accounts, they are automatically imported and categorized for you. So the most recent transactions are at the top. Left-hand tab right here is showing you the merchant or the store where you spent money. This are the categories. They're automatically categorizing it for you. These are the accounts. So this transaction came out of my savings account. This was a checking account. This was on the credit card. Over here on the right is the dollar amount. So $50 went out of my account. This $10 was either a credit or refund to me. Green means it's money coming in. Black means it's money going out. The little colored dots are little tags that you can, if you want to tag something so you remember it for tax deductions, or tag it to know that was, if you're buying Christmas gifts and you want to know which kid you're spending the money on, you can create tags, things like that. The little calendar icon means it's reoccurring, so it happens every month or consistently. And this little icon means it's split, so it has been split into multiple. Let me show you. Well, first of all, if you want to change a category, it's very simple. You just click on it and choose what category you want. So if this T-Mobile, let's say that was actually insurance, I can just change it like that. If it is a transaction that reoccurs often, then you can create a rule. So let's say streaming subscription, let's say I want that to be phone. Oh no, internet and cable. Let's say I want it to be internet and cable, always. So I'll click on it. And if it's something that I purchase regularly, I can create a rule. Just click create a rule, and I can create a rule. So now every single time a transaction comes through as a streaming subscription, it will get categorized as internet and cable. So you can create rules. I would say about 75% of the time, the transactions are categorized accurately. If they're not, you can change them easily. And if it's something that you purchase regularly, you can create rules. So in the future, they always get categorized correctly and you don't have to worry about it in the future. If you want to split a transaction, let's say this Tesla was not all insurance. So let me click on it. And this is where you add tags. So you can tag it if it's a tax or business or whatever. But to split it, you just click the split. And let's say $485 $5.63 was insurance, but the rest of it was auto maintenance. It's showing me right here I have 500 left. So 500 of it was auto maintenance. Now I'm going to split that. You can do multiple splits, even more than 2, but now I'll see there are 2 transactions. One for 500 was auto maintenance and the other one was for insurance. So there is a lot you can do, very user-friendly, very easy to maneuver. Your account can also be linked to your Amazon account. So this account is not linked. So let me see if I can let me see if there's an Amazon purchase. So here in this account, Amazon usually gets categorized as shopping. There must be a rule here to take it to uncategorized. But every Amazon, it just says Amazon. You cannot see what you purchased. You can just see the amount and it's automatically going to be categorized here uncategorized, or on a new account, probably shopping. But if you use the Chrome browser, you can sync the extension so that your one Amazon account gets linked to one Monarch Money account. Let me go ahead. I'll pull up a different Monarch account and show you what that looks like. Here I am in a different account where the Amazon is linked to it. So now what it looks like if I have an Amazon transaction. So before on my other one, it would just show Amazon and it would say $42.88. Now it's categorized for me as entertainment. And that little orangish red dot means it's a retail sync, means you've used the extension for Amazon. And the little note is showing me exactly what I purchased. So I purchased a drone with a camera. So we're going to leave that as entertainment. We purchased that for a kid. We're going to leave it as entertainment. Let me do a quick search and show you. So see all of my Amazon, rather than being just shopping or uncategorized, they are all categorized. So this Amazon is categorized as supplies and materials. If I hover over, it was Dr. Scholl's insoles for my shoes. So I actually want to categorize that as clothing. And you can see we went on a clothing shopping spree. But it's really simple, really helpful. If you do lots of purchases at Amazon, that's something you can do. Also, it's important to note that Monarch now has 2 options. They used to just have one default Monarch account. Now there's the core Monarch, which is what all of my old videos are showing. And there is now a Monarch Plus, which has updated business tracking. So you can have, if you have a business or self-employed or have multiple businesses, small businesses, you can track them all inside one account with Monarch. They also have some additional investment, a few other perks to it. I'm not covering all of that here. I have a video all about Monarch Plus showing you the features. If you want to look at it, I'll have it playing up there. Now let's talk about reports. Reports will help you quickly see where your money's actually going so that you can learn from your spending. To access reports, you just click on the reports tab here. By default, is going to show you all time. So ever since you created and linked your Monarch account, whatever it imported, it's showing you from all time. And it's showing a Sankey diagram, which is a little bit overwhelming, but it's all of the incomes over here. And then it goes down to your expenses and breaks them down. You can choose a date. So let's say I just want to look at this year. I can go ahead and do that and filter. If I just want to see certain categories, I can do that here. If I just want to look at my spending, I can see, and it's showing them in order. So largest one, obviously, if I hover over, it's showing me the category. So travel and vacation is the largest, and it's also listing them out in order of what I've spent the most on. And I can just show the top ones. I can see all of them. If I click on a category and then scroll down here, I'll see all of the transactions for that. There's a lot you can do here. You can filter by category or groups. You can choose which categories you want to see. If you want to look at just your flexible expenses and not look at all the rest, you can choose. So let's say here, I want to look at gifts and donation. Oh, okay. These are some of our more variable. I can look at that and see what I've spent in all of those. You can save this default setting and name it. So let's say this is my variable spending. I can save that. And so now when I come to reports, I can choose variable and it will automatically bring those settings up. I can also look at bar chart and I can export it, a visual of it. Or you can always download the CSV and get like the spreadsheet files. Reports is very visual, very, very helpful for a lot of people. Not in the reports, but also kind of like a report is the cash flow, where you can see money in and money out for every month, or you can look at quarters or years. Very visual to see, okay, this is where all of our money's coming in, this is where it's going. So So we spent the most in insurance and then vacation. So this is also very visual if you're trying to see where your money is going and what categories you could maybe cut back in. There are so many features with Monarch. I am covering the highlights of all of them. I have more in-depth videos on almost all of these. So I have a playlist on my YouTube channel, or you can just search my name, Monarch Money goals, Monarch Money reports. And I have a lot of videos. Also, Evolving Money has a lot of great videos. If you signed up for Monarch, it's probably because you have some sort of goal, whether it's to save up for something, to pay down debt. Goals is how you track your progress. So if you go to the goal section, Monarch has two different types of goals. Goals that you're saving up for, like vacation, new car, down payment for a house, or debt pay down goals. So the debt pay down goals, every single account or loan that you have linked in Monarch, it will automatically populate for me. So here it is showing me all of my debts, $200 and almost $20,000 of debt. And I will be, if I just make the regular payments, I will be debt free in April 2037. Whew, that's a lot sooner. So you can see here all of my debts. If I want to, I can exclude one. So this mortgage, let's say I'm not worried about the mortgage. So now it's going to update. I only have $25,000. I'll be debt free January 2031. And that's just making the plan payment. So if I want to do the debt avalanche and I'm going to make an extra $150 payments a month, you can see my progress. Now I will be debt free February 2029, or maybe a one-time payment. Maybe we're going to get tax refund. We can adjust that. Now it's not perfect, but it helps you track your progress, helps you figure out your debt at a glance. What it's great for is the savings up goals. So these are goals, not like, I wouldn't use these for short-term goals, but like, let's say we're saving up for a new car. And you can, if you know the amount, 10,000 is your goal. And you have to choose an account that you want to link it to. So my savings account, this joint savings account, I have 131,000 in there, but only 5,000 of that is for a car. And let's say I have budgeted $150 or $100 every month to go into it. So you can see here now I've got the goal. I'm halfway there. If I view my goals, I can see my progress here. When I have transactions, so let's say Airbnb, let's say we ended up booking something for a vacation and I had to pull it out of my goal because I didn't have enough in our vacation fund. So we ended up spending out of our car fund. I can update that and that means right there means it came out of a car fund. So my goal will be adjusted, showing that I now have less in my goal. The investments tab lets you see your wealth overall in a bigger picture. You can see here at a glance, this is looking at everything you have linked in Monarch. The blue is my portfolio versus the orange, which is the S&P 500. You can toggle on different things. You can change the time frame you are looking at. If you scroll down, you can see all of your different holdings and their change over time. And you can once again change the settings. With the advanced, you can do more. That's with the plus features, and also forecasting is also in the plus, where you can plan for retirement. Monarch Money is best for people who want their finances all in one spot. It's ideal for individuals, couples, families who want automation. It can work for anyone, as simple as those who just want a visual to see where their money is going, even up to more intermediate and advanced budgeting. It may not be for those who want a completely free budgeting app or who want something very, very simple to get started. There is a little bit more of, it's very intuitive, but there is more of a learning curve with Monarch when you first get started. So would I recommend Monarch? Absolutely, to the right person. If you think Monarch fits your needs, go ahead and use my link in the description box below to sign up for your free trial and get 50% off your first year. If you still have questions, feel free to look at my videos all about Monarch. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video.